First, let's introduce yourselves. What is your name?
My name is Apache Original Del Rebels, Supreme Press of the Hip Hop Rock.
My name is Little Dave, from Little Dave Rockers.
I'm Saudi Rock. They call me Joe from Saudi Rock. I started a production called Saudi Rock. He was one of them, was Little Dave. There was a guy named Paco that was also with him. They were the Saudi Rock dancers. We used to do freestyle and break dancing and show dancing certain moves that people, all due respect to others that are listening, that thought they knew, but they really knew the original way to dance. So he was there with Paco. They should show certain steps so everybody can see exactly the way it's done. All due respect to those.
Noel, from the Lions and Ballings.
And you can let them grab the mic, and yeah, you don't have to hold it for them. And you can take your time, grab it, and then answer your question. Okay, so we're talking about the b-boy culture today. We're talking about breakdancing. Why don't you tell me about the history as you know it? How did you get into the scene, and what time are we talking about?
My history goes back into about 1968, around there, late 60s and early 70s. Going back into my childhood, I used to go out dancing with the guys and all that, and because we find out, we just started doing our moves, doing some crazy moves. Everybody thought, you crazy, what the hell are you doing? You know, you look like you look stupid. You know, as time went by, everybody started doing it. And they kept on going. I stopped it for a while, other people started growing into it, and the other brothers started moving into it. We started going in all different clubs out here. The Sugar Shack, the Orange Peel, the Red Light, Wilson Avenue. We used to all go out there and just have a good time. Sometimes we come out fighting because we do the burn. When we burn, we get burned. People don't like it, they don't understand the word burn. Burn when we used to rock you and throw you out. It goes on more.
So where are we talking about? We're talking where in New York?
In Brooklyn, New York, and Bushwick originates.
Yeah. So what is the misconception? What are the history books saying? When you look up b-boy culture, breakdancing, what are they saying it started and where?
I look at it this way because the Bronx, for me, I give them the recognition of the box. They started doing the bottom in the box, doing their head spin and all on the box. You know, and they figured by doing that, they might be doing the same thing we did even before they came around, which is the burn and the jerk.
So what is a burn for people who don't know what that is?
The burn is when you're on the dance floor and you're dancing with your component and you throw a rock on it, you throw a burn, you know, you switch them, and you rock them in the air and whatever.
But you guys were battling back in the day.
Right. That's what we call burn, the battle.
Hi, my name is Joe. I'm from Bushwick. Back in the days, right, what happened was that there was a lot of areas where it was like a style. Everybody used to have certain styles. It started with maybe outlaw dressing. As you can see, Apache over here is like outlaw. We used to wear leather jackets, and we used to wear certain hats, MC boots, right? And then the music, like Sex Machine, Rare Earth, Just Begun, right, started playing, and certain individuals started dancing to it. And as time went on, the style started changing. Why? Because certain sections thought they were better than certain sections. So instead of grabbing guns and going out there shooting each other, we figured, let's see who can dance the best. So we used to pick guys, the names, they call it ringing bells. Ringing bells means that if your name is known all over the place, you ringing bells, like a church bell, and everybody hears it. So the expression ringing bells comes from you known all over the place. So let's say the Bronx, the Lower East Side, everybody has certain different styles. So people from all over the place used to say, well, this guy can dance his butt off. Bring him down here. So there will be clubs that he named the Red Light, the Sugar Shack, the Orange Peel, maybe the Inferno 1, Studio 54, wherever the place was, and we would meet over there to battle. And when we meet over there, they start playing the music, and they would start calling out the names. And then it would just become total chaos, where the main guys would just take off automatically. And we're talking about dancing for hours non-stop. We're talking about the DJ play record after record, and you be dancing, and then this guy jump in, you know, and the expression burning means that you done. You can't even try no more because your best moves against this other individual's best moves was known as trash. So now wherever you go, now you burnt because your name is dismissed. That's it. I don't want to hear that. No matter what you're doing, because the other person is already, you know, like there was this guy named Rubber Band. This guy was extremely exaggerated flexible. You know, he had a dance where he would put certain cans
Yeah.
a certain way, right?
And do the shuffle.
And do all kinds of stuff, all kinds of moves and everything like that, and switch them all over the United States of America. And then when he finishes, they're just like when he started.
Yeah.
You know, and it was something done that would cause individuals to like, what are they doing? What's going on?
And a lot of the stuff he did it right here in Brooklyn and Bushwick. A lot of the stuff he did it right there now in that club called The Last Stop, which was on Whitfield between Wyckoff and Irving.
Exactly. Then it got to a point where it was like every other block. In the summertime, it was incredible. I mean, you had to be there. No matter how much I express it and emphasize on it, I don't think the human imagination could actually view it unless you personally was there to actually see it. You know, I wish I could have filmed it back then, but it's just a wish and it's gonna stay.
Black bar.
Every other block had a block party. In the parks, they used to take the extension cord and plug it into the lamp pole. They used to take and everybody dancing all night long, burning each other, and go from block party to block party to see who's gonna challenge who. And there's certain steps that you do that it's offensive to those that don't know what's going on. They'll be like, but why this guy put his personal parts in this guy's face? He didn't put it in his mouth.
That's what we call her.
They don't understand what's going on. So they would elaborate without no knowledge of what's actually going on. But what was going on was that we're just trying to show you I can dance better than you. I'm going to do a move that you're not going to be able to do. In order for you to burn me, you have to get top line.
Where did that move came from? You know what I mean? Once he doesn't move, I'm going to do a better move than he does. To make myself look better than he does. You know what I mean?
And then there was individuals that used to dance and thought they knew the steps and they didn't.
Yeah.
So as soon as they start dancing, somebody comes and burn them. And they done. They got to remove themselves. You know, and it just extended from there. It was like a package deal. You know, usually all styles become like a package deal, the way you dress, you know, and then it got so tough that people started making crews, so to speak. You know, like a 12 o'clock crew, midnight crew, dynasty, rock dancing, right? Saudi rock, you know, and the clubs would get, lines would go around the block, down the block, and around the other block just to get into place. Because of the names of the people that was going to be there, and they knew they were going to have a show. And it wasn't a show like when people paid to have you there.
There was this one guy that
Which
was
is
out there, little Dave.
Right. That's it.
How do you guys, were you in the same crew back then?
We know from the neighborhood.
We know each other from the neighborhood. We're not from the same crew.
It just so happens that every club you go to, you run into the same people because these are the dancers.
But were you battling each other back in the day?
We used to like be together, really. But we would just
We used to battle. Not the same as right now. But we used to battle.
We battled before even the groups came out.
I danced against some in a lot of clubs. I danced against some. And for contests, I danced against them for contests, you know. Matter of fact, and to this day, I got still a trophy in my house from 1980. And I still got pictures too, from back in the day when I used to dance.
So what is the biggest misconception about this culture that you guys have been hearing? Because obviously you're still in it.
All right.
So you're still very passionate about what you were doing way back when.
My elaboration on it would be the misconception is that it's violent, and it's not. That's number one. Number two, whenever there was a fight, it wasn't like so-called in a few 24s ago, the way it was that they get AK-47s or Uzis and start shooting. It wasn't like that. You get a fair one. 1-to-1. And if you didn't want to fight, big deal. He didn't want to fight, he didn't want to, because it was...
They just walk out.
Exactly. Because the focus was more on dancing. The focus was more on dancing than anything else. And as he elaborated earlier about the cardboard, that's usually how it was done also. You know, and then people started saying, oh, they bit that. Bit meaning that you copied from me. So, oh, they biting, and then you had to invent other steps. Like the cardboard, nobody really know who it came from, who started everything. It just branched out like a disease.
The breaking part, when you go down, a lot of them down in the back in the day, in the old days when we used to go all the way down, we jerk, go back, all the way down. Now they usually do it halfway done. You know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely.